2019, the winners for entrepreneurship was always from Raisoni, Nagpur. So we ensured whether it is a river cleaning machine or it is drone for spraying the pesticides. Now a lot of projects are there, and how it started. A good story, again just 2 minutes. I did my master's in 96 to 98, and my project was master's thesis that was on headlight intensity controller, fuzzy controller I have designed for controlling headlights and to give the optimum illumination. Now 2 vehicles are coming up, and always there is a glare to eyes. And they met the, because of accident, lot of fatal accidents was happening. So I said, let me design. I designed that. You can find out the US patent on that now, I mean, after 2010 onwards. I designed that in 97, 98. But I was not aware about IPR. To safeguard my IPR, no patent was filed. I was not good, born and brought up in Bania family, but I was not good into, going into business. So that was felt. Another project which I have guided, I have started from 2006 and completed in at least 7 or 8 PG students and 2 PhDs. It was on driver's drowsiness, wherein Mercedes-Benz has approached us. So driver's drowsiness, wherein 100% accuracy was there, and trial was done for more than 500. My mentor professor was working in University of, in US, but then he was also working with Audi. When they approached in 2011 to my PhD student and to me for Mercedes-Benz, still we could not encash that opportunity. Second opportunity was missed. Then I thought of it's high time that my students should be educated for IPR, to safeguard their IPR and about entrepreneurship. And 2010, I started that journey when I became the director of the campus. So it is very, very essential, dear students. A lot of ideas would come every day. We started, what we did is complete vertical irrigation was, for the campus, the water fuel indicator, everything in the campus you would find. Even when the inauguration used to be there, so candle lightning was done by robot. That time, robots were playing badminton. All was designed within the campus by the students of all branches. Many policies we came up with, like interdisciplinary project, 50% project have to be interdisciplinary. So, as I said, policies are very, very important in campus to come up with startup cultures, to have. Then we got in, because many projects were from the biomedical background. I have insisted, and I fought with 72 almost teachers and from NIT, even from few from IIT, that I wanted to introduce, biomedical in the syllabus in the first year, and which was also introduced by AICT in 2015, but till then everybody resisted. I said, no, I wanted to have. We got in based on that, the BETIC, which is Biomedical Engineering Technology Business Incubator of IIT Bombay at Nagpur. That was the tier 2 city. And I was leading that for 4-5 years, and thereafter I have established that incubator in many universities. In that, like posture correction, lot of problems you will find around. Until unless you have scarcity, you will not get a problem statement. So I introduced one scheme in 2010, 2 weeks mandatory community internship. That was there in Dhirubhai Ambani earlier, and then I have introduced that in my campus, 2 weeks compulsory community internship that will give you a lot of connect with the community problems. You will identify the problem statement, and then based on that, you can have your projects. So project has to be based on industry problem or community problem. That was another initiative taken by me, and that has given us a lot of real-time problems from doctors, clinical problems like posture correction. So physiotherapist, when he gives the treatment, his own posture needs correction. So we designed that. That is still under internship, and IIT Bombay is supporting that to come up with a product. Lot of products are there in the market, but very high cost. One of my own project and product, wherein I was co-founder, that was bone lengthening device. You will find many a times two unequal lengths of, and because of that, the person will not able to walk smoothly as we all do. So we designed, we were not having high cost 3D printer. We procured that for 41 lakhs. We finally ensured our students, my students do that. They have completed, they have a product, clinical trials are still going on because that's a very long cycle. So a lot of things to say, but I think two main professors, they are there and I'm sure they will also guide us. But I believe, please ensure, dear students, dear researchers, whatever you are doing as a part of project, try to write paper on that. See to it, it has some impact on the society, and if paper is linked with community problem, that will give you grant, that will give you business. Ensure that every teacher also can become a co-founder. If that becomes, projects like this, 100 days or 100 startups in 300 days can become reality, because students needs mentors. And student needs mentors, and mentors are generally, they have to find out from teaching or might be from industries. If teachers are good entrepreneurs, I'm sure they can mentor these projects as well. So, and first of all, we can have our own campus to be 100% Atmanirbhar. That will give you plenty of problems. And this is, SOA is a big platform. They are into, as yesterday Dr. Panigrahi was elaborating, every kind of course, program, right from medical to engineering, all programs are here. That's a plethora of programs. So good number of opportunities. I'm sure this platform can become I wish that this platform can become the biggest platform in not only Bhubaneswar, but the state of Odisha. Wishing you all the best. Some ideas I came up with, as I'm advocating the AI-based, although I have dealt with hardware, and hardware cannot be without, the AI cannot be without hardware. So we came up with few project ideas, which some startup ideas I will just appeal here if you can do. So AR, VR is again technology which is a need of an hour. So you can have your oral dental health. That can be from with AR, VR. You can design a mirror, because right now we are importing these mirrors from China. I really, sir is sitting over there, but then I really wish that we should design this mirror in India. Again, we require mechanical engineers, material engineers, but everybody is, rushing towards computer science. If we design this smart mirror, scan yourself and can you give a general health? General health, looking at your physique. Is it possible, dear students? So general physique can be visible from your face, from your appearance. And that mirror you can design. The AR, VR kit can take care of your oral health. We did some experiments and we designed those circuits, but equipments, but in mechanical students have done, but you can do automation. The quality of fruits, you always go to the market, you go for, big basket and Swiggy, every time you invite, and then you said, you put a photograph and complain that it's not working, these are not good quality. Can you find out the good grade oranges, apples, while buying? From your mobile cell, you can select, which are high quality, which are not high quality. You can do that. You can do that for grain as well. So a lot of good projects you can do. Very recently in AI Impact Summit, I have seen the cricket coach. So you are not a good cricketer, but you can do that. One doctor have given me a clinical problem. Again, you might be looking at, all big sports people, they get some or the other operation done. Do you know cricketers always, their elbow or they get knee operated? Why do that? Even athletes do certain operations. Why do they? Because they are being given this clue that if they do operation, they will give their best performance. Now, if I do before giving, and government spends huge money, crores of rupees on the sports, on players, sending them to participate in Olympics, Asiads, and then they come back without any medal, without winning. What can be done? Before the scholarships are given, before the selections are done, if their scanning or MRI or CT scan is done, it is being checked and compare the database with those who have won these big competitions and see the deformation in their body, and those operations are done in advance, I'm sure we will get the best results. Or we can select the best player even if we'll ignore those who have some deformation or who can lead to the deformation in coming years. A very good problem wherein 100% funding is available, but then we need to identify such problem statements from those who are in practice. And I'm sure if you work and select such projects, you are not working on project, but you are working on problem, you are working on a solution to a problem, and you are towards a correct path of entrepreneurship. With these words, thank you once again for giving me opportunity to speak on. And 2 lines I have just selected, which are based on, startups. So, which are not mine. I have just seen from Eleanor, and the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams, and that is भविष्य उन्हीं का है जहाँ जो अपने सपनों की सुंदरता पे विश्वास रखते हैं. So and those who believe in realizing their dreams. So please believe in your dreams, and not only believing in your dreams, but work towards that. Don't be like our generation wherein we were not really educated to take our business idea into business. But I really appreciate the Professor Bhim Singh, who is sitting over here at the age of 70. Sir is probably the one who is supporting, leading so many startups and giving and leading by example. Thank you once again. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am, for a wonderful speech and enriching speech, rather. Now the term is the phenomenal leader, Professor Dr. Bijay Ketan Panigrahi, sir. Dr. Bijay Ketan Panigrahi, sir, has been working as a professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering since 2005 and was a founder and head of CART, that is Center of Automotive Research and Tribology in IIT Delhi. He is the Indu Srivastav and Sarla Singh Chair Professor in Artificial Intelligence at IIT Delhi. Prior to joining the IIT Delhi, he served as a faculty of Electrical Engineering Department, University of College of Engineering, Bulla, Sambalpur, from 1992 to 2005. His research focus is the design and development artificial intelligence-based tools for detection and classification of power quality events, fault diagnosis of induction motor drives, diagnosis of electric vehicle. He has investigated intelligent technique for design of maximum power tracking, controllers for the solar photovoltaic. Professor is also Dean Student Affairs at IIT Delhi, and he has several accolades to his credit. He's editorial board member, associate editor, special issue guest editor for different international journals published by IEEE, IET, Elsevier, Springer, etc. He's also associated with various international conferences at various capacity. He's a fellow of IEEE, Indian National Academy of Engineering, INA, National Academy of Science, India, and Asia Pacific Artificial Intelligence Association. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. So, very good afternoon. I am standing here maybe second time. So, I will not take much of your time because the particular theme is regarding the innovation and the startup and to make the young mind here who are sitting, mostly the students of SOA University. Because yesterday I have told, and Professor Priti Bajaj has repeated that. This is a so much big umbrella you are working on, having all the facilities, starting from the engineering, management, science, law, agriculture, medicine, pharmacy, dental, what not. Because today's era is the problem solving domain. So that's why I start with that, you can change the world. But before you change the world, you have to change yourself. So that is the thing we want from the Gen Z. Now you see Gen Z can do anything. We are really little bit afraid of the Gen Z, but still, we have the faith on you. Think of today you may be around 18, 19, 20 years. If we are thinking of our Honorable Prime Minister's vision of 2047, which is another 21 year after, your age will be almost 40. And that is the prospering age when you can change the world. So, to change the world, what you need? You need I. So, that I stands for the self-confidence. Yes, I can do it. If that doesn't come to your mind, that doesn't ignite your mind, I can change. I am here for myself. I will change the world. I will change myself. I will change everybody surrounding it. So, that self-confidence has to come up. So, when you have the self-confidence, and particularly for the product development, all the things, now the question is, first thing is the idea. प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग. बहुत सारे लोग पूछते हैं, सर एक प्रॉब्लम बता दीजिए मैं सॉल्व करूं. प्रॉब्लम मेरा सॉल्व आप कैसे करोगे भाई? तो यू हैव टू फाइंड योर ओन प्रॉब्लम. Let me give an example here. I was sitting in one of the jury in one of the automotive industry. They do the annual startup conclave and give the prize. So many students here, you may be from engineering, you may be from pharmacy, you may be from medical, you may be from any of the domain, but you have to find your problem on your own. So that's why I am giving the example. Not necessarily every problem is supported by a strong technical, mathematical background or engineering background or medical background or something like that. Not necessary. Let me give that example where a startup is get the award. Everybody is using the scooter, two-wheeler. ठीक है ना? Use कर रहे हो? Think of the summer in Odisha. What is the temperature? May go 42, 43. So in summer your scooter is in the scorching heat. Suddenly घर से फोन आया, बेटा जल्दी घर आ जाओ. आप भाग भाग के आए स्कूटर के पास, but बैठ नहीं पा रहे हो. Because the temperature of the seat is around 46, 47 degree. और बोतल में पानी डाल रहे हो तो वेपर हो रहा है. ये प्रॉब्लम सबको आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा है? आ रहा है. ठीक है. अब बोलो ठीक है, छोड़ो, क्या करें, भुवनेश्वर में ज़्यादा गर्मी हो गया. सपोज इट बारिश का मौसम है, सीट गीला है, बट रुमाल नहीं है, कपड़ा नहीं है, क्या करोगे फिर? वो भी प्रॉब्लमेटिक है. छोड़ो, वो भी नहीं हुआ. कबूतर का तो अभाव नहीं है यहाँ, ठीक है ना? सीट का हाल कबूतर ने बिगाड़ दिया, बट जल्दी घर जाना है, ना पेपर है ना रुमाल है, क्या कर रहे हो? सी दिस इज अ प्रॉब्लम टू एवरीबॉडी और नॉट. जल्दबाजी में हो बट सॉल्यूशन नहीं है. सो व्हाट इज द सॉल्यूशन? एनीबॉडी कैन गिव मी अ सॉल्यूशन? इसमें कोई एफ इक्वल टू एम ए प्लस डी एक्स बाई डी टी वो सॉल्यूशन नहीं है. इंजीनियरिंग, मेडिकल, ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग नहीं है. व्हाट इज द सॉल्यूशन यू विल टेल? हाँ बच्चे बोलो, आप कोई भी कोई सॉल्यूशन दिमाग में किसका आता है? कवर भी गर्म हो जाएगा ना, कवर क्या लगाओगे? सो सी द कंपनी, जो तीन लोग एक थे उसमें, वो सिंपल एक सॉल्यूशन लेके आए थे. फ्लिप द सीट. सीट ऐसे है ना. सपोज एट द टाइम ऑफ मैन्युफैक्चरर देयर इज सम मेथोडोलॉजी. इफ यू विल प्रेस ए बटन द सीट विल फ्लिप. सो जो गंदा था, गर्मी था, गीला था, वो ऐसे फ्लिप हो गया. फ्लिप होने से इधर परमानेंट सीट है, चले जाओ. सो इसके लिए ऐसा कोई आइडिया ऐसा नहीं है. उसके बाद कैड कैम जाओ, बट प्रॉब्लम का आइडिया जो दिमाग में आना है, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. दैट्स व्हाई माय पॉइंट इज, डोंट आस्क योर मेंटर, डोंट आस्क योर टीचर, डोंट आस्क योर थिंग. जैसे आज एक स्टार्टअप वाला अभी आया था, वो बोला सर मेरे खाने में बहुत मेरा शौक है, बट खाना बनाने वाले कुछ नहीं है. कभी मम्मी का तबीयत खराब है तो ज़्यादा नमक डाल देता है, कभी मम्मी का तबीयत खराब है, बहन आके सपोज खाना बनाता है तो उसमें क्या होता है ना, सेम टेस्ट नहीं आता. अरे गेटिंग माय पॉइंट. कभी दोनों नहीं बना पाते, मैं खुद बनाता, मुझे तो आता नहीं, वो जल जाता. सो ही हैज डेवलप्ड ए प्रोडक्ट जिसमें ऑटोमेटेड, आपको आज चाइनीज खाना है, कल इंडियन खाना है, परसों इटालियन खाना है. सो द रोबोट विल डू द कुकिंग फॉर यू एंड यू जस्ट रिसाइप चैट जीपीटी से डाउनलोड के उसमें डाल दो. ठीक है? You will get the solution. So problem, the question is, you find your own problem, then try to solve that problem. That's why once you are coming up the idea, then who will support you? Your institute will support you. I stands for the institute. And of course, I will not repeat, I am repeating. आप सोचे होंगे कि शायद मुझे एसओए वाले बहुत सारे कुछ दे दिए इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ. This is the best platform. Your institute, whether it is ITER, whether it is IBCS, whether it is Institute of Hotel Management, or it is the School of Pharmacy, or it is the School of Medical Science, or Dental Science, or Agriculture, plenty of problems are there. They will help you to solve. The mentorship will be provided by them. The support structure will be provided to you. You come up with your idea, do work. So institute will support. Then you incubate it. Once you are incubate, you will get all the facility. You have the mentorship. Professor Bhim Singh will explain all these things. मैं just थोड़ा बकवास करके 10 मिनट जब हो जाएगा चला जाऊंगा. ठीक है? You incubate. Then you have your innovation. New idea. New, yeah, make the innovation. But do one thing. You do a lot of innovation, you make with the product, but ultimately what will happen to the product? You have to take it to market. So बहुत सारे जगह में मैंने ऐसे देखा है, when 2-3 people together, they want to have a startup, पूछते हैं जब हम इवैल्यूएशन कमिटी में दूसरे साइड में बसते हैं, हम तो टेक्निकल वाले टेक्निकल पूछ लेते हैं, ये कैसे होगा, ये होगा, वो होगा, वो होगा, बट रिमेंबर वहाँ कुछ मैनेजमेंट वाले भी बैठे हैं, कहाँ से लाओगे, पैसा कौन देगा, ये मार्केट में इसका यूटिलाइजेशन कैसे होगा. तो इसलिए भाई जब आप खुद स्टार्टअप कर रहे हो ना, किसी मार्केटिंग बंदा या मैनेजमेंट वाला या ऐसे कोई, वो भी है आपका स्कूल ऑफ बिजनेस स्टडीज, उनको भी साथ में ले लो, सो दैट दे कैन गिव द आइडिया. द मार्केट सर्वे इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आई कैन नॉट डेवलप ए प्रोडक्ट बट द कॉस्ट विल बी वेरी वेरी हाई. एक सिंपल एग्जांपल देता हूं, जैसे अभी देखिए इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल आ रहा है, डॉक्टर अखिल हैज डिस्कस, वी स्टार्टेड इनिशियली 2020 में बैटरी. अभी इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल का सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज क्या है आप बताओ, आप लोग क्यों खरीद रहे हैं? गवर्नमेंट सब्सिडी दे रहा है, बहुत सारे सब्सिडी मिल रहा है, एवरीथिंग मिल रहा है, बट खरीद क्यों नहीं रहे हो? चार्जिंग नहीं, चार्जिंग घर में होगा भाई आराम से, चार्जिंग इज नॉट ए प्रॉब्लम, चार्जिंग प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. चार्जिंग यू कैन डू द स्लो चार्जिंग, घर में आराम से स्लो चार्जिंग हो सकता है, रात में थोड़ी गाड़ी चला रहे हो. हाँ, और क्या है? बैटरी. नया सबसे बड़ा जो प्रॉब्लम है, मेरा गाड़ी खराब हो जाएगा तो मैं कहां जाऊं? यू सी, इफ फॉर आईसी इंजन योर स्कूटर इट डजंट स्टार्ट, ये नहीं हुआ, 1 किलोमीटर रेडियस में आपको बहुत सारे मैकेनिक मिल जाएंगे. हाउ मेनी मैकेनिक यू हैव सीन हैविंग द ऑटोमोबाइल इंजीनियरिंग डिग्री? उसको 2 स्ट्रोक 4 स्ट्रोक इंजन के बारे में पता है? इंजीनियरिंग पास किया है, डिप्लोमा पास किया है, वो भी नहीं है, मैट्रिकुलेशन है, कभी कभी मैट्रिक फेल भी है, but they are having the expert knowledge to rectify your vehicle. So if a person not having the required knowledge of mechanical engineering, automobile engineering, 2-stroke engine, 4-stroke engineering, thermodynamics, Carnot cycle, ये साइकिल कुछ पता नहीं है, फिर भी आपका गाड़ी ठीक कर देता है या नहीं? So electric vehicle में वही competency हमको लेना पड़ेगा. So you can have a startup where you can also the HRD, मैन पावर डेवलपमेंट. सो स्टार्टअप का मतलब ये नहीं है कि हर टाइम आपको एक प्रोडक्ट लाना है, नॉट नेसेसरी. यू मे हैव सम आइडिया, यू मे हैव सम सॉफ्टवेयर स्टार्टअप, यू मे हैव हार्डवेयर स्टार्टअप, यू हैव मे मिक्स्ड अप स्टार्टअप. सो दीज आर द स्टोरी वेयर यू कैन डू ए लॉट ऑफ स्टार्टअप. ओयो जो स्टार्टअप हुआ था यहीं ओडिशा से, द सक्सेसफुल स्टार्टअप फ्रॉम ओयो, डू यू नो हाउ इट हैपेंस? क्योंकि हमारा प्रॉब्लम, आप 17-18 उम्र में जब बाहर जाते हो, कोई दूसरे सिटी में जाते हो, ये जाते हो, होटल कहाँ मिलेगा, 5 स्टार होटल के लिए तो पैसा नहीं है, कौन सा होटल कैसा है, सो लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम इज कमिंग. सो ही कम अप विथ आइडिया एंड डिड ऑल दिस. इजी एक्सेस टू द होटल ऑन योर ओन, द वे ओन योर ओन, OYO, okay. So that's why that small idea the change whole life. Now I'll give you some story of some of the startup with whom I have associated. Unfortunately, without any equity or something, I will take now. Okay, you can go to the second slide. Next slide. कहाँ है भाई ये? 3:26. I'll take another 9 minutes, not more than that. So this is one of the company who is a BTech student of our own, Siksha Energy. Now perhaps 500, 600 crore company. What they do, they combine the solar, they install the solar power plant. He is an electrical engineer from IIT Delhi, BTech Power, very big company now. They provide a lot of solution on the solar, storage, wind. See, they also develop the software product, the solar system, install the solar system in turnkey project and all these things. So this guy has done the initial project, which means the condition monitoring of induction motor. But baad mein he had the idea, now he is setting the plan with steel industry, cement industry, data center. You see, nowadays data centers are coming in a big way. If the data centers are coming in a big way where your AI plays a major role, the power consumption, the storage, the different chemistry of the battery storage, when you use battery storage, when you use solar, how to efficiently manage the grid, a lot of challenges are there. So this is pertaining a particular division where many people can work with their own innovative idea. Recently I was also chairing as a jury in the AI/ML application to the power sector, where smart meter infrastructure, AMI, Advanced Metering Infrastructure, and I am fortunate that I was always trying. When some competition goes on, I was a jury, I used to find out, is there any Odia from here? And unfortunately at that time, the North Odisha distribution system, Tata Power, was presenting also. Anyway, so it's very glad to know whenever you are doing the AMI infrastructure and metering infrastructure. Now you see, everybody is having in their mind, why smart meter? Kya mera kaam hai? Can you give me one advantage of the smart meter? आपको कन्विंस करना है ना कस्टमर को. कस्टमर बोला है मेरे घर तो मीटर है भाई, पहले लगा हुआ है, बिल आता है महीने में, पैसा देता हूँ, स्मार्ट मीटर मेरा क्या होगा? एक आइडिया बताओ, क्या स्मार्ट मीटर हेल्प कर सकता है? कल एक एग्जांपल मैंने दिया था, और एक एग्जांपल. यू नो योर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी टैरिफ, 200 यूनिट तक एक रेट है, 200 से 201 हो गया तो रेट चेंज हो गया, 300 के ऊपर दूसरा रेट. कोई स्टेट गवर्नमेंट फ्री देता है 200 तक, उसके बाद चार्ज हो जाता है. Are you getting my point? So now simply if your smart meter will give you a message, now you have your consumption is 100 unit. मैं तो हर दिन जाके मीटर देख नहीं रहा हूँ ना, रीडिंग वो तो 6 क्यूमुलेटिव रीडिंग 6, 1 लाख ये देख के तो फेंट हो जाऊंगा, वहाँ इतना पैसा क्या, वो नहीं होता है जनरली. Are you getting my point? So this is a very small, but a small message can make you alert for energy conservation. क्योंकि हर कोई पॉकेट को देखता है, भाई ठीक है 200 यूनिट के ऊपर पैसा लग जाएगा. So you have to find out that how you can make a product. So the second company, क्या हो गया भाई? This is another green leaf technology who has worked with me. Now the same thing. I gave him the idea. He started the robot cleaning of the solar power plant. Here he developed some new material where when you make the cleaning of the solar panel, there will be no scratch and all other things because efficient material is also there. Then the robot was there, it will robot cleaning. Mostly now in Odisha they have in Keonjhar, because you know the Keonjhar region is basically dust बहुत particular आ जाता है. So जब dust आ जाता है आपका solar efficiency decrease करता है and आपका man power हर दिन उसको साफ करने में भी ज़्यादा पैसा लगता है. So solar robot now he is a very big guy. Green leaf robotics developed robot. Then I gave her idea. So why only cleaning? उसमें एक छोटा सा कैमरा लगा दो, आपका तो एक बार सफा हो रहा है, जब साफ हो रहा है that camera will acquire the image and you can find out if there is any defect in your solar cell. So simultaneously मंदिर में भगवान जी का दर्शन हो गया, केला भी बेच दिया साथ में. So you have to find the problem yourself. So एक product से, you see product तो हर कोई कर रहा है, but when you want to develop a product, what is the plus point there? बेसिक इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग 100 किताब है और 101 किताब का कोई जरूरत है क्या? ए ना मत बोलो, है नहीं तो वही 100 किताब में खत्म हो जाता है ना. बेसिक इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग थेरेजा से शुरू करके आजकल नया नया भाई हर कॉलेज का हर टीचर एक ऑथर हो जाता है. क्यों? वो मार्केट देख के भाई हाँ मेरा यहाँ का स्टूडेंट का यह मेंटेलिटी है, मैंने और एक किताब लिखूं तो कुछ पैसा इनकम हो जाएगा. सो दैट्स व्हाई द रिसर्च और द प्रोडक्ट नेवर स्टॉप. एक कार तो एक मैन्युफैक्चर तो हो जाता है, जो भी हो, मारुति हो, महिंद्रा हो, ये हो, इतनी कार कंपनी क्यों आ रहे? वही तो कार है. बट व्हेन यू फाइंडिंग योर ओन प्रोडक्ट, व्हाट इज योर प्लस देयर? That is the marketing you have to do. Anyway, this company is well established and going on to that 4 minutes. Then these are the facility they are developing, I am not going. This is another where also Professor Bhim Singh is there, Tadpole, who is working with me. Actually, we are doing the retrofitting of the electric vehicle. So now it is a government has taken a policy to allow the retrofit of the vehicle. So you convert your IC engine vehicle to the electric. देखने में आसान है, इतना आसान नहीं है. Recently we got the approval because this vehicle when will run on the road, you have to take the approval. So we got the approval from NATRAX and our Gypsy, the Indian Army Gypsy, we have converted to retrofit. Now there is a heavy demand. Different governments are coming to convert their buses and all other things, and simultaneously we are also developing the battery pack and all other things. So this is another successful story of the student who is basically a student of PC, Punjab Engineering College, Chandigarh. Then the other startup we were doing the Dash Dynamic, that is the wireless charger. So we are developing the wireless charger and recently got the order from South Africa and also trying to make to the market in the Abu Dhabi, and 11 kilowatt, 22 kilowatt different chargers are already established and doing that. Incubated in IIT Delhi. Next, this is another interesting, there are two students from SRM University who work, they call it Sixth Sense technology. So we developed all the telematics product of the vehicle, whether it is a IC engine vehicle or it is a electric vehicle. All the telematics, diagnostic system of the vehicle, telematic system of the vehicle, diagnostic of the battery and all other things where we do the edge computing, the fog computing, the AI, the ML, everything. Product, final, there is a product development. It requires IoT, it requires cyber security, it requires everything. So you can do a lot of work on this particular one. Next is Creatara, and he is developing the two-wheeler which is now coming into the market. And the initial funding has been come from Sona Comstar, you know the industrialist Sanjay Kapoor. So this photograph, and the person with a beard like me is me, okay, this one. So we started now, now this product is in the market. The two-wheeler has come to the market, and here the beauty is the battery is detachable, it has advanced ADS, diagnostic system, because that plus is important. Two-wheeler बहुत है, क्या आपने ज़्यादा add किया, ठीक है? So those are the things when some products are developed. Then this is another drone company, TSO, who is developing drone from medical. His drone is utilized in few of the aims to transfer the blood sample and other sample from remote area to for the testing and all other things, starting from small payload to heavy payload, and a lot of drone, agriculture drone, defense drone, and similarly now we are working in a project with Dash Dynamics you saw, that is the wireless charging and the drone, particularly for the surveillance of high voltage transmission line. You know your high voltage transmission lines are 200 kilometer, 300 kilometer. During surveillance, you need a helicopter for surveillance. Now, why can't the drone can surveillance it? But the battery consumption is depending on that, the battery will discharge. Can I charge my drone from the high voltage transmission line by the method of induction? So that idea now we are working on with some reputed company, maybe Power Grid, maybe somebody to come. So that's why I always used to the startup, don't be competitive, be cooperative with each other. So one startup is cooperating with the other to develop the final product, and I am sure you can do. This is my last one, EVI technology, where we have already developed a lot of type 1, type 2 charger. Almost 10,000 chargers are put across India, and these are the type 1 AC charger for the electric vehicle, and now we are going to the storage. Now recently a new idea we have come up, and there is another company, Batex, Akhil know, where we are doing the recycling of the battery, and second life of the battery we are using for those purpose. So these are some idea I have given, because what happens, let me tell you very beautiful example. The battery which are coming from the electric vehicle, after certain use, still it has 75% capacity. If it has 75% capacity, but your range 200 kilometer is reducing to 100 kilometer, you don't want it. So now that can be used for the static storage. The best example is the storage for the telecom tower, or even if we are now developing it and giving it to many schools of Himachal Pradesh and others for their use. So you can do it for yourself or something with some advantage or disadvantage. Then battery swapping station and all these things. So let me stop here perhaps. Oh, this is another charge queue where we are doing also the same charger development, because my area is electrical engineering. But besides that, let me tell you, we are also working with few startups for the agriculture products, for the medical products, for cancer detection, for disease detection, all these things, AI, ML and all these things. So I always tell, if I am doing something on the forecasting, for example, I have developed a tool for forecasting. Who told you कि I will only do electrical power forecasting because I am electrical engineering? मैं तो प्रोफेसर महांती के साथ भी काम किया था. You remember the forecasting of the monsoon. मेरे को मानसून के बारे में पता नहीं है, बारिश का रिमझिम होता है उतना ही पता था. But my forecasting tools and techniques with the student of Professor Mahanti, we have worked together and published the paper in climate dynamics in forecasting the monsoon. फिर मेरे मैनेजमेंट वाले बोले, अरे भाई वो क्यों कर रहे हो, हमारे लिए डॉलर प्राइस, येन प्राइस, जो भी प्राइस ले आओ हम फोरकास्टिंग कर देंगे, टूल मेरा है, ठीक है. I can sit with you, we can discuss, we can take your problem, we can solve your problem. So today's day is not competitive, today's day is cooperative, interdisciplinary research or product development. Yes, you can do it. Thank you. Bye. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for wonderful insight of various startups which got the guidance and they saw the day of the light with your immense knowledge and support. Next, I would like to invite, it's my proud privilege, let me brief about the next speaker. He is Dr. Debad Nayak. He's the Director, Cybersecurity, PwC India. Excellence in cybersecurity management, which includes vulnerability management, threat hunting, security monitoring, incident response, security awareness training, risk assessment, security product evaluations, and ecosystem. Sir had been involved in signing several MOUs with top IITs, NITs, engineering colleges, proven track record in enrolling top 20 NRF, 100 engineering and universities to build the cloud. He's having an excellence in driving organization level information security and business continuity management, that is BCM, functions and practices. Development and enforcing of policies, process controls, and best practices to achieve security compliances, NIST, ISO, ESINA, GDPR, Privacy Shield, ISO 27001, and CSA Star, India Privacy. Actively, he's participated in FICCI, OSHAM, CII, Coal India, NASCOM, DSCI, and various others. Sir has got the PhD in Wireless Security, Policy and Optimization Technique from IIT Mumbai in 2008, and he did his master's in Computer Science and Engineering from NIT Rourkela in 2001. The grades are fabulous, and Head of Cybersecurity Management Services, Ericsson India Private Limited. He served from 2022 till he's continuing. With a big round of applause, the length is so high. I would like to invite him on the stage, sir. Sir, please. Thank you. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everybody. No, not record. So let me start with 3 words, what the whole world is talking now. Can anybody guess what is exactly the whole world is talking now? The world is talking now A, B, and C. What exactly these 3 words mean? A means it is artificial intelligence. You go everywhere in the world, you will find out everybody is discussing about artificial intelligence. B means they are talking about broadband, it's a mobile broadband. You have 4G in your hand, you have 5G in your hand, now we are marching towards 6G. And C means we are talking about cloud and cyber security. If you master these three technology, you can do innovation at any length and any large amount. But what exactly India was talking previously in these three words? India always talks about A means astrology. In the morning we wake up and see the newspaper, whether our day will go wrong or right. But believe it, students, maybe you are laughing, astrology is the biggest content creator in India. B means if you have time, you talk about Bollywood. You have lot of contents again generated by Bollywoods. C means it is if you have further time in the evening, you all see cricket, right? But believe me, IPL is the biggest startup India has produced. IPL is the biggest startup India has produced till now. So this is how you have to understand how the market dynamics is going on. When it comes to the recent what our Honorable Prime Minister has changed the narrative, the Prime Minister has told, he is again talking about ABC. Please listen carefully what exactly he is talking. He is telling A means it is Atmanirbhar Bharat. India needs to be self-reliant. What we have to do? We have to create our own secure system. We have to develop our own ecosystem of startups. India is currently the third largest startup ecosystem. So that is how actually if you develop the narrative of Atmanirbhar Bharat, we have to develop our own startup. If you develop the own startup, it is the next generation people that are going to born in the technology arena, they can develop a lot of startups. B means what exactly he is talking. B means he is talking it is BharatNet. Every Gram Panchayat and talukas must be connected by your broadband connections. You are privileged. You are sitting in a very privileged area. You are getting all the connections. You can develop a lot of things based on your mobile. But think the area where I came from. It is a very remote area. We came from a very remote area. And we used to lanterns to learn our studies. So there actually, we don't have any broadband connection. Even the founder of this college has come from my village also. So we are all related. So there you will find out that you can build those in the connected to the unconnected areas when actually you have broadband connection goes to everywhere. And C means what he is telling, come and make in India. This is what my teacher Pranigai Sahar has told. I am privileged here, I am talking in front of my teacher. So, you will find out that what he is telling, come and make in India. You cannot bring your product and sell in India. You have all the companies, those who are coming from US. He's telling you come and make in product in India. If you make the product in India, you people will find out that lot of engineering ideas will be come out from you. If the engineering ideas will comes from you, you can develop your products unless and unless you understand how the engineering part of the product works. So that is how actually we need to understand how the next paradigm is changing. I was just 2-3 days back in the India AI Summit. I will give some practical example in the India AI Summit. I was in the Geo booth. A young lady was giving a demo. So I asked what exactly the product you have developed. She told, sir, I have developed a product which is just a sensing algorithm, AI-based algorithm, and that is written in 200 lines of code. And it takes the parameter of whenever there will be heart attack happens, it takes all the details, it creates a PDF file, and the PDF file will transmit to the ambulance to the doctor. By the time the patient reach at the doctor has all the parameters. The doctor takes the necessary steps. I asked her, how much Jio is paying you? Jio is paying her 50 lakhs rupees. Young college, third year student, just passed out. She has developed this kind of algorithm. So what exactly it matters? In terms of your heart attack, every second matters. If that reduces almost 10 seconds, so that means the lifetime of that particular person increases a lot. So that is where you need to think about how actually the industry is thinking. To get the industrial problems, basically, in this institute, we are going to set up a center of excellence. So this center of excellence will build the cyber security center of excellence. So the cyber security center of excellence will be the unique that we are going to set up with the help of this college, and this will help all your financial fraud detection. All the detection happens. Why actually we are going to build this? There are a lot of schemes which Odisha government is currently giving. For example, it's a Subhadra Yojana, there is some scheme is going on. So there is a real life scam has happened. My uncle died 1 month back, so I was in my village. One person came to know that I am working in cyber security. So all the real life example I am giving. So he comes to me and told, I have lost 1.5 lakh. I say, what happens to you? So he told, there is a message comes to me in the Subhadra Yojana, then I will get 10,000 rupees. Then I told, Subhadra Yojana is for ladies. Why you click it? I mean, Subhadra Yojana is not for, young people like you. So he told, sir, I thought I will get 10,000 rupees. So he clicked that link, put his PAN number, Aadhaar number, details, lost 1.5 lakhs. So by the way, I called the cybercrime police. I do talk to the Ministry of Home, and I connect to the bank AIC-SOA. I don't want to take the name, which is a very good friend of me. So you work in a coordinated manner. There is a certain procedure you need to follow. You have to put your request in the cybercrime portal. It must be within 24 hours. Then there will be a number will be generated. A particular person will be associated with a police department should investigate this. There are a lot of paraphernalia needed. That person does not understand all this. So I could do this, and he has got 1.2 lakhs. He got the money back, 1.2 lakhs. But we need to understand actually how the cyber system is working, and how actually we need to work this kind of system. This is a very small idea. But if you implement those kind of ideas, definitely you will find out there is a lot of potential, lot of areas you can work in the startup area. So that's why I always told, if you master these three technology, artificial intelligence, your mobile, and then your cyber security, then you can master everything. Then you might be thinking how mobile will be very important. So again, I am giving a very practical example. You will find out how mobile will be very important, how we can develop the applications. I was again in the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. A young boy, 22-year-old from France, he is developing the applications. The application talks to various kinds of vehicle system what Panigrais are represented. He gets the telemetry data by help of this application, and he find out whether the vehicle transferring a particular area will go to the Naxalite area, and what is the movement of that Naxalites. The moment they find out the vehicle is going into that area. Could be a beautiful use case for Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and all these things. If you implement these things, not only private companies, government will also buy your ideas. So what I asked that particular person, what you have developed? He told, nothing, sir. I have developed some AI-based applications which is running in the 5G platform, and that gives, and this is what he has developed in a 5G mobile phone. So therefore your mobile phone is very important. If you have a mobile in your hand, whether it's Apple mobile or a Android, iOS mobile, then you can develop these things. So you are now privileged of getting all these devices in your hand. When we take our careers, we don't have privilege of getting all this in our hand. So that's why I just want to give another example. You will find out how the mobile is very important. I'm again giving my practical example. I was in one of the mall in Gurgaon. Me and my wife, both we went into the mall. We are doing the shopping. Once we are doing the shopping, my wife went for 2-3 hours, I went for 2-3 hours. Then I came back, my wife told me, you pay the money. So I was paying the money. I find out that I lost my mobile there. Then I came. Then I told my wife, where is my mobile? So I have not kept your mobile. So I was very mad. I was searching my mobile. In the meantime, the person who was sitting, he came to me and told, sir, you kept the mobile in the paying desk. So you take it. So I took my mobile and I was very happy. Then I find out my wife is very angry. I asked her, we got the mobile, why you are so angry? Then she told me, I went for 3 hours, you did not search me. Your mobile went for 3 minutes, you are getting mad. That does not mean that my wife is not important for me. She is very important for me. So the important message I want to give you that you have a very powerful device in your hand. If you have that device in your hand, you won't develop any kind of startups. You need not have an infrastructure in your hand. Another example I am giving is a cloud. What happens in the new year? You send lot of messages. Where the message goes? The message goes to Jio, Airtel, Vodafone, all the networks. A lot of flooded message goes to there. How they store the messages? They store with a lot of servers. These servers will send the messages back to your near and dear. So they will provide these messages to the particular peoples. But what will happen after the new year or after the Diwali? You guys are not sending the messages. What will happen to these servers of Vodafone, Idea, Jio? They all will be get idle. They are all ideal resources. Do you think that a company or a entrepreneurship, when you are developing, they will invest and they will buy the resources and they will keep ideal? We'll never do that. In PwC also, we don't do that. We use the resources very carefully. So that's why what you have to do, you have to use cloud. Why you have to use cloud resources? Cloud gives you the flexibility. Whenever you want to use it, you pay it. If you do not want to use it, you need not have to pay it. That means when you use it, you take the resource. When you do not use it, you release the resource. So that is the power of the next generation technology are coming. So you need not have to go a particular place, rent a house, rent the resources, computer, 10 computer and all this, make startups. You have a mobile phone, you can buy a Google Cloud, you can develop your artificial intelligence-based app, and you will be a millionaire tomorrow. So that is how the power of thing that you guys are now blessed up. So that's why I just want to say, whenever you want to master these kind of technologies, you have to find out what is required by the technologies and how you can best utilize these things. So before concluding, I just want to give one thing which I always told to my son. I want to tell to all of you that in Mahabharata there are two characters. One is called as Karna, the second is called as Sri Krishna. What Karna used to tell, if you see the Mahabharata carefully, Karna always told, मैं कहाँ पे पैदा हुआ, मेरा मम्मी ने मुझे कहाँ पे फेंक दिया, मेरे को क्यों राजधानी नहीं मिला, मेरे को गुरु शिक्षा क्यों नहीं मिला. Every time Karna comes, complains. He only complains. to Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna ने क्या बोला? अरे तू ये किसको बोल रहा है? ये तू किसको बोल रहा है? मैं किधर हूं? मैं किधर पैदा हुआ मुझे भी पता नहीं था. मेरे को अंधेरे में फेंक दिया गया, वो भी मुझे पता नहीं था. मैं कैसे पैदा होके और बांसुरी बजाता रहा, क्योंकि मैं इतना खुश था मेरा अल्मा मैटर के ऊपर. मैं जहां पे पैदा हुआ वहां पे बांसुरी बजाता रहा. मेरा कर्म क्षेत्र को मैंने अपना प्रायोरिटी समझा और वहां पे मैंने सब कुछ किया. Sri Krishna never used negative words, but if you see the whole Mahabharata, you will find out Karna always in the complaining mode and negative words. So why I deliberately give all of you this example is that your alma mater is the best alma mater. You please utilize it. Wherever you got the opportunity, you utilize like a Sri Krishna, and then tomorrow you will be flow like anything. And to get this kind of advice, you must take your teacher as your first ideals. I always told my son, I always told him that I spend 1 hour in every week. Your teacher spends 7 hours with you. So give respect to your teacher, give respect to your alma mater. Definitely you will find out, you will succeed. Whether it's a startup or anything, everywhere you will go, you will definitely succeed. So thank you very much. Thank you. So I just want to tell, we are requiring a lot of professionals. If you go to the PWC sites, sorry ma'am, with your permission, all the peoples you are very much required. Any guidance you need, we are now almost 150 centers establishing in various locations of India. We need a huge amount of resource professionals like you. You can go to our sites and you will find out that you have plenty of opportunity in AI, in agentic AI, in generative AI, you have in cyber security, you have cloud, you have plenty of areas you can explore. You have free resources they will mentor you to find out how actually you can take your startup journey. And recently, Honorable Minister has released the PWC Viksit Bharat 2047, that paper, and you will find out that we have given the guidance how India will be the Viksit Bharat for 2047, what areas that India need to focus. And we need a human resource people like you, and you are always, I am always available, because I always take pride to take my Oriya pride that we must help each other and to succeed in the future. And if you have need any help, you can reach out to me at any time. My contacts are available. If that is not in my area, of course, I will connect to we have almost a lot of partners. We work together each other, so we can connect to different areas so that you can explore these things. And I am here announcing that we are going to establish a very big center of excellence that SOA University is doing for cyber security, center of excellence, and it will be a unique in the, I'm again telling it will be a unique in the eastern region. Nobody, even IIT, Kharagpur and all, we all are discussing. Everybody will be part of these things. I'm going to discuss these things in the Reserve Bank of India. In the next, I have a meeting with on next Wednesday and Thursday. So we are also trying to bring a lot of ecosystem there. So they are going to develop these things. And one important thing is that we are developing that how the fraud system, the scam system, or the deepfakes, that is the deepfake system that we are going to develop, how it takes care of deepfake analysis. So if you develop some kind of analysis mechanism based on the deepfakes, that will be another big area where you can work it. So I don't have much time, otherwise I could have given a lot of examples. But again, I just want to give one example before I leave the stage. Again, if you see in the Ramayana, I always give this kind of examples in United Nations whenever I speak there. In Ramayana, if you say there was a fight happens between Lakshmana and Meghnad. In the Lakshmana and Meghnad fight, Meghnad uses lot of deepfake images. That time, Meghnad uses a lot of deepfake images. Lakshman could figure out who is the correct Meghnad. That was the power of India. That was the power of India in that time. Now maybe Israel say we are very good in deepfake. USA, we are building a lot of deepfake systems. Even Chinese are also developing. But do not forget our roots. It is India has previously created all these technologies, mastered the technologies, and India will also rule the technology in future. So therefore, always be pride as an Indian, and also pride that you Indian will be built, and we also must pride ourselves how actually we can lead the world. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Without delay, let me introduce the next speaker. The name itself is the Bhishma Pitama of Electrical Engineering, Professor Dr. Bhim Singh, sir. Sir's biodata is so big, but I will definitely try to justify what I am telling. If I apologize, do not cover something. Bhim Singh is ANRF National Science Chair and Emeritus Professor in Department of Electrical Engineering at IIT Delhi. He obtained his B from University of Roorkee in 1977 and his Master's and PhD from IIT Delhi. And to his credit, he has begun his academic career at the University of Roorkee in 1883 and joined IIT in 90s, where he rose as a professor in 1997. He served as ABB Chair Professor, CEA Chair Professor, and Head of the Department of Electrical Engineering and Dean Academics. He was the J.C. Bose Fellow, DST, and currently ANRF National Science Chair. He also served as a chairperson board of governor of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Sardar Vallabhbhai National Institute of Technology, Surat, and has earlier chaired the board of governors in Maulana Azad National Institute of Technology, Bhopal, besides serving as an independent director of NTPC Limited. Professor Singh has guided more than 149 PhD scholars and 184 master theses, filed more than 200 patents, and executed over 90 plus sponsor and consultancy projects. He co-authored several widely books of power quality. His research spans solar photovoltaics, wind energy, EV charging, microgrid, power quality, facts, HVDC systems. A fellow of multiple national and international academics, including IEEE, he has received numerous prestigious awards, notably Rashtriya Vidyan Puruskar, Vigyan Shri 2024, Goyal Prize, INA Outstanding Teacher Award, and IEEE IS Outstanding Educator Award. He has chaired major IEEE conferences, delivered over 300 invited lectures, and mentored successfully several technology startups. Let us listen from him. I welcome you, sir, on the stage.
Well, good afternoon. You have already listened to, I think, very dignified professional and professors also. I mean, I will be probably confined to probably limited time because we have a flight, okay, and my professor colleague, Professor Panigari, was boiling up. I hope he has gone to collect the stuff from the guest house. So, well, thanks anyhow. So this is the idea came only yesterday. I was discussing with the Dr. Manas Malik regarding that SOA should come forward. And well, I don't know how much he agreed, but principally he agreed to invest initially 15 crore with 15 lakh for 100 startup. Then only agreed, okay, we'll entertain, okay, for this purpose. Well, I hope there is some of the slide which we have to run down and a little bit discuss about it. I have to also start a story because all the speakers have told a lot of stories, okay. Okay, so story begins like I can tell you, I mean in my career, I am very reluctant starter for a starter of anything, whether it is research, okay, or anything like, I mean, I'll say any area of research. I don't agree easily. Very pessimistic startup. Starting in life of anything, whether it is a research in solar, whether it is in electric vehicle, whether it is probably any of the area. But once we pick up, we never want to be number 2 in the world. So we have to be number 1 in the world, not in country. Well, why I have to be dragged into a startup? That's also interesting story. After the retirement, there is a lot of danger. Every day you see the newspaper that the retired officer, especially more the officer, professor don't have too much money, okay? The officer have a lot of money like him, okay? That they have been cheated over the cyber, which, I mean, previous speaker, Dr. Nayak was talking about. So it happens, after my retirement, I was sitting in my office, a student from private college, he came to me, that I want to take you mentor. You know, okay, it's good. So first, he gone talking me on the phone several times. He was in touch when he was BTech first year. He finished the BTech during COVID period. He caught somebody in IIT Delhi to start the startup, couple of guys like a designer. And then he assembled the electric two-wheelers from Chinese. He gone talking on phone. I gone to today idea police stop me for a trial and all that. So he came with the two-wheelers, electric two-wheeler, closer to my office. I told I will not come out of office. Even up to now, I have not gone to any startup. However, 28 are already supposed to mentor. I mean, but I never gone out of my office. That I told you, you can take my photo. I have taken a permission from my institute. You can take photo, you can put on website, but you know, I'm not supposed to come to your premises. That's why I don't have a photo what Professor Panigare is having. Okay? I mean, very simple. My concept is very straightforward. So this guy came to me, sir, can I have your photo with my two-wheeler? Yes, it is front of my office. The building is coming, I have IIT. So no danger, okay, to use or misuse. He came to my office, sir, I would like to consider you mentor. What are you going to offer? Sir, I will offer you 2% equity because I'm already struggling from last 2 years. And I have taken around 72 lakh from the government already working on this slide. Okay, you are giving something? Give the letter. Okay, I get approved from the institute, and to cut short, institute approved it, and I have given a letter to him. So what he says in the after 1 week, sir, you give me 50 lakh. Because he knows I have retired, I have a retirement benefit. It is something related to cyber. Okay? At least you got cheated on the phone, but I am supposed to be cheated on physically. Okay? Okay? Give me a 50 lakh, he understand I got a retirement benefit. I told very nicely, look, it's not my money, it's a children money. Okay? So let me ask my children. I just asked next day, but just as a formality. I told this is not practically possible at all. Okay? I heard that, okay, I'm not supposed to invest single penny into startup because if I'm entering, there is no question of money. Okay? And I will not take money also from you. You have to give me equity, that's all. Where is the money? Neither giving nor living. Okay? Something. Well, he says after further 1 week, sir, you are my mentor, tell me what I have to do it. Well, look, you told me entire story. Neither you have a money, neither your technology of two-wheeler. You can't compete with the Ola, you can't compete with the Bajaj, you can't compete with the other. If you don't have a technology, you don't have a money, what you would like to do? So, sir, what I should do it? Have you developed any item related to electric two-wheeler? Sir, I can assemble the battery. Just assemble the battery. To make short, of course, he came with the equity share after 4 months on Diwali or something with sweet box. And I don't know what he's doing. He gave me equity certificate, but he gone talking sometime on phone. He says, sir, I am assembling the battery of 7 crore every year. And I am a third successful startup of IIT Delhi. I don't know whether it is right or not. I have equity share, whether it will be translated to money or not, but I don't know. Okay? Story start from that. Then second set of the people came from the Navy probably in the COVID period. So it goes. The story goes like this, and probably now it is 28, but interesting kind of people. Some people came, sir, you tell us the technology, you get it, develop the product. You arrange the money and you sail off. What you will do then? If I have to do everything, what you are going to do it, okay? I am telling you, why I am telling you the expectations of the people from you, from the mentor. I told I don't want to be any other capacity except the mentor. So I learned a lot of things from them. You know, I was not doing anything about the mentoring and anything about the startup. So I learned by this exercise, and you know, if you solve the 10 problems, okay, and you solve same problem 10 times, you learn a lot. And so far, I really learned that problem around 28 times. Every month, a one is getting added, okay, and I have understood, I have learned a lot of things in the sense what I have to do and how I have to do, okay. So rates started from 1%, then 2%, 3%, 5%, 7%, now it is 10%. My dean told her, why are you taking so low? Take 7%. Yes, okay, 7%, next person offer it. The next person I told her, why not to round up 10%? And the concept is everything will go after that. First you give a letter, I will get it approved, get the GST, give the equity of 10%, after that I will talk you. I think Dr. Nayak already told about Mahabharata and Ramayana. So another story start here. He give a letter to me, he or she give the letter to me, because there are girls also who is doing. I get approval of the IIT, I give to them. Okay, this is the approval. You know what is written in approval of IIT system? You cannot use your lab, you cannot use your research student. I gave the letter to the guy, this is the IIT. I mean, giving me constraint, I can't use my lab, I can't do anything with my lab for you, I can't allow my student to do for you anything. But the Krishna never take any tir or talwar, and he is responsible to make Arjun to win the Mahabharata. So I can work like a Krishna for you, to tell only, but nothing to do for you. Mind it. I have already equity share with me. It is your choice. You die, you fly. It is your problem, not my problem, as a mentor. Other part of the wing might be thinking little different way, but the question is the kind of confidence I have to give them that they have to fly. And there is no choice for them. Because in India, till you put a person to the pressure, you never get succeed. Whether if I am there or even the person who is doing the startup. So story start from there. I requested was Manas Malik. Now he cannot go back. He had to fund 100 startup every year. And each startup ideal model is, of course, it is well tested. IIT Hyderabad is already done 350. They give 15 lakh even BTech first year. And they are able to make success of around 350 startup with the 1500 crore in Section 8 company into account. So Murthy is doing very well. I discussed with him because we have been in several forums together on several meetings. So I interact with the very old people or the level of directors, okay, what you are doing, how you are going to die, even including the director and vice chancellor. Na? After retirement, there is no other choice. Na? You start counting when you will like to die, okay? Something like that. So I always discuss with those kind of people, what is your future plan, in very little robust manner and or sober manner, both the way. And it worked well, there is no problem like. So story start from this, I think let me go to the slide now, okay? I hope it's a little reasonable to understand, I mean like or so. So what is the agenda? How it goes as a startup? First you have to make a proposal, because what you have to do, first you have to register a company or industry, okay? And that is done by CA, Chartered Accountant. All the Chartered Accountants are not good for mentors. Are you able to follow? They are good for a person who want to have a startup. Because he or she is giving money, he will have to be good for them. Okay? It's so simple like. Of course, but proposal required for every startup. A kind of 1 page or 2 page, right? 1 page is enough for the CA to register on MCA site. Okay, Ministry of your company affairs or so. So you have to register. I mean, they do registration. They start with a name. A name should be unique. Many times you don't get a name. and I have to mentor also for the name. An interesting story is, because you put 10 names, very sentimental names, your name, your wife's name, your father's name, and it does not work out. Because Indian names are also very common, na? Okay? Whether it is my name or it is somebody else's name, it's very common, and those names are also already there on MCA side for a lot of startup, lot of company. It does not work out. So that I also learned it. The last startup which got registered, there were two guys. One have been my past student. I told, what are your surname? So one person's surname was Taneja, another surname was Yadav. So I told, take a 3 letter of Taneja, 10, and 3 letter of Yadav. So name become 10 Yard. 10 Yard Innovation Limited. Company looks like a European company. I can tell you another interesting name many of you might have heard about, Sukam. You know, Sukam name looks like a Japanese company. But I interacted with that guy, owner of Sukam. He said, sir, I just got it first, a pen, and after that the inverter. And I found it, Sukam means Acha Kam. Okay? Good work, Sukam. But people translate it as a Japanese company. And market really driven up to that is a different story now. It's already wind up or something, it's going to another name also. So question is, first you have to find out the name, and mentor is responsible how fast you go. Because the startup is such a process, how fast you are going, that makes the motivation of the people. Because this is an impulsive kind of situation. You have to trap. Okay, the person either as a startup person or, so mentor job is that, okay, you have to catch the person at the right moment, and the person who is really going to have a startup, he has to go very fast. Time delay, it really kills the startup. Because you require more money, you might not have a product. So how fast you go, it's a success story of the startup, like I'm to with. So first is the proposal. First you have to identify the product. Okay? The product identification very important. I need not to give more idea about it, but important is that how low cost of the product is, that is makes the things more successful. The reason if cost of the product is very low, what Professor Panigaji was mentioning, whether it is a turning of the seat or so, may not require very big item. Why I'm saying very low cost? The reason being the developing cost of the small component may not be very, or small item may not be very costly or product. So you have to think about that product cost should be very low. Once you have a money, now whether it is a Adani or whether it is a Elon Musk, he can put the innovation in anywhere, he can buy anything once you have a money. But once you don't have a money, initially you want to start, certainly the products will be of very low cost. That's become very important to make a success. Like, it's not necessary you can take higher cost. I have a startup who developed the bus charger, I have a startup who developed the charger for the two-wheeler. Startup who developed the bus charger, I have a startup who developed the charger for the two-wheeler. Startup who developed the bus charger, I have a startup who developed the charger for the two-wheeler. Startup who developed the bus charger. But the charger for two-wheeler is hardly 600 rupees. Okay, the development charge, I mean, the original cost developed, actual product cost will be 300 rupees and you sell 600 rupees. Okay, so certainly you can think about the product of similar kind of concept as an example if I give you like. So first is you have to, how the product and what are the application of that product, you have to think about how to raise the funding and growth rate of a startup and how to prepare the getting and fund from the investor. This is the, of course, different item, but we have to go for first for proposal. So first is the objective of the startup. What do you want to do it, okay? What is your motivation? Whether you want to have a really only technology startup or you want like a service startup or you want a software startup. So that's more important you think about. Because even a hardware startup certainly takes more money and more machinery, more equipment. Software startup, so hardware startup, even the growth will be slow. If you have a software startup, it will go very fast, but it will die also very fast. I mean, that risk is there. I mean, I think we talk about, okay? So first is your objective of a startup, then you identify the product, whether it is a software or it is a hardware. Sometimes even you don't need the space like here incubation center. Even many of our startups have taken a virtual. After some time, they felt why they have to travel long distance, okay? It is better to have some institute nearby. You can incubate like in maybe a SOA, but if you are closer to another institute, Your incubation remain registered certainly an SOA, but you can have a place of working nearby institution if you need the help of institution. I mean, like one of my, for which I am a mentor, the startup is registered, of course, in IIT Delhi, but he belongs to Noida, so he gone to a university in Noida, institute in Noida, because he said, I can go even for lunch also in my home. So it was comfortable for them. So that's also a kind of another model can be there. Like, so the another is product overview, then concept statement. First is the concept statement, how really you are going to. So all the things, in India are not necessary, we should have a very high tech product. Once if it is a high tech product, certainly there is a lot of risk also involved. So that's, you have to think about the item which a common person needs. Requirement should be crore, but you will be able to sell at least in lakhs. That will be more enough too, okay? Then target market, you have to see where is the target market. Initially, I suggest if you really feel, we call it the best startup to go with the B2B. B2B is translated in different work. It is, B2B means back to back. You are not going to sell in the market. You are not taking raw material also from market. Like example, I can give you a charger. You are not going to sell the charger into the market. You are going to sell, let's say you are making a charger for two-wheeler, you have to sell it, who is manufacturing the two-wheeler. Are able to follow? And raw material also you are taking very classified time, so you are in a chain. So there is not much risk like. Are able to follow into that? This we call back to back or business to business, okay? Because selling is also a very tough task, it's not so easy to. How much discount, how you will penetrate the market, it's not so easy to. You may not be expert of that, like also. So that's about the typically a first concept, then target, and the product features. Like product features means how good is the product, how better product. Like you must have a technology into the product. Like product might be at even if I give you example, typically like a two-wheeler charger, which is hardly a 175 watt for scooty, only 175 watt charger, and the actual development cost will be hardly 300 rupee, and it sells of 500 to 600 rupee. But you should put, already it is existing. What you are going to do? You put technology something into it, and technology means you must have a, let's say, I give you example, you have to have a power factor correction, which is not there into it. You might reduce the capacitor requirement at the output so that battery current to get reduce it. Then you have to think about the technology putting like this, just an example I have given. It's not very in the way, because it depends on the product. Like, so some features which are better than already existing market, and obviously you have to offer the cheaper than, which is because the person who is going to take from it, he's going to take a risk. He's already are in chain. He's already in chain. He's getting from somewhere, and person is giving guarantee indirectly or so, either replacement guarantee or something like, or a kind of a still understanding that, okay, if it is not working properly, he will take it back. So why he take a risk going to you? Is you must have a better technology or better features into it. Apart from that, you are going to offer cheaper than the previous supplier. Then only you can penetrate into the market, otherwise it's not practically possible. Like, or so. That's about the feature we talk about. Then the product specification, you have to go ahead, and then application potential of the product. What are the application? Like if I talk about the charger, it may be two-wheeler, scooty, it may be three-wheeler, it may be four-wheeler. In three-wheeler also, four-wheeler now people talk a lot about the technology. You might have a bidirectional, you might have a unidirectional. So that's exactly what I mean. The specification you have to go, and you have to do market analysis. Where you are going to sell off. Your mentor can tell, but the actual things are there. Sometimes we go even little bit different strategy also. I suggest the person who is not too technically sound, but he is very keen to do some startup, and I saw potential is there. So I suggest it is better you start taking from somewhere and start selling somewhere. Okay, to start something as a business. What you will learn? You will learn that, okay, what toughness is to market, are able to follow whether you will be able to penetrate the market, which component of this product is costlier, okay, which portion of the product you should really develop it, get it developed or develop it, okay. That makes the sense about this strategy about like, okay, marking. Then the production and operation plan, how you are going to develop this and how you are going to do production like. Well, most of the people who have come to me, I told don't make a production plant or something, it is very costly, space is also very costly. There are a lot of people, they are sitting, they have a production facility, manufacturing facility, but they don't have probably the product to be developed, or they are not able to sell off the product. You can use those facility of contract manufacturing, there is no difficulty. If you have developed a new product like, or something like that. And don't get scared that he will steal your technology. The reason being, if he is not able to sell his own product, what he will steal out of your product? And he knows that you are giving a market to him. His machinery you are utilizing, okay? So there is no risk in that case. Like people have a scaredness, something, okay, my concept will go out, my product will go out, nothing go out. Like, tomorrow you have to bring another model of the product. Like, okay, let it, other people should go ahead without any problems or something like that. So you have to find out the financial plan, because even your CA will ask, what is your financial plan? How it is a startup? A startup means, like even a venture capitalist say that we are going to fund the 40 startup, but we know 39 are going to die. The venture capitalist concept goes, 39 will die, only one will succeed, but one will go 1,000 times. That's the reason they call venture capitalist. Are you able to follow? Venture word means you are taking adventure, you are taking risk, okay? So the concept from funding for startup comes from there only, okay? So they also work on that basis that, okay, startup means it will fly like anything, maybe 1,000 times or even typically much more than 1,000, 10,000 times. So he will get a recovery of the money very fast. 39 will be a charity for him. You may die, you may not die, that's a different issue. But for him it is a charity, okay, 39 people have given a charity, but I am getting successful one. They work with that kind of mindset like also. So whether you are out of 40, that is one, or you are out of 39, as far as the investor concept is concerned, about as far as risk, financial plan and risk analysis is concerned. Then implementation timeline. Normally the startup is supposed to be in 2 years, and incubation center normally allow one more additional year. If they find, yes, there is a little bit success, but there have been some delay because of some unforeseen reason, like a COVID, okay? Maybe typically a chain, you are not getting component, you are not getting development kind of thing. So those because of risk, something is little bit get delayed, so third year is also allowed. But after third year, we can't retain the incubation center, even you might have some patient of your home. The hospitals, private hospital can't keep more than 10 days. They say, sorry, whatever money you offer it, we have to treat the normal patient, no? You have to take your patient from out. The incubation center also work in that basis, they cannot allow for whole life. Otherwise, they have some more facility for called retainership. You pay a little higher and they might be having another set of the place like. Then that is implementation and typically the conclusion. Now coming to application of product, you have to see the purpose of application, target users, area of use and functional application and practices scenario like. So if I go to another one, that's environmental or social applications. Startup can be in anything. It's not necessary that it should be high-tech. Professor Panigrahi was already mentioning a lot of examples like, okay, so, and we also have a similar kind of pattern that every startup is not a high-tech. Service industry have a very successful startup, whether it is a Swiggy or it is your Zomato or whether it is your, typically what he, mention it, there are a lot of startups which are only services startup. Or OYO, he was giving example with the residential. So all are service startup. So there are a lot of plenty in India. Why service startup is more successful? Because there is a population. You work with the population, okay? If large number are the users, it does not matter what is a small item is there for. So in India, there is a very big scope of successful of a startup. It may go slow, but there is a less chances of failure. That's I really observe it. And I don't foresee if person is really want to become clever, he is a foolish guy as a person of a startup. Otherwise, there is very less chances of failure. And I say in my conventional electrical engineering, because we call it is a kind of a screwdriver branch, okay, it goes slow, but very less chances of failure. Growth may not be that fast, but the success rate will be probably almost 99% if mentor is really right. In that way, provided you get a right person to mentor, okay, or so. Then technological application, that's also important. Does not matter, all the products are existing, but the technology level should be also, you consider that's the right mentor with the technology that who can really help you, mentor you, and tell you, like, finally you have to apply the technology, not the mentor, okay. or so, and then future scope of the applications like. Well, another concept is which most of the people talk about, which are administrative people, bureaucratic people. Sometimes I also get confused what it mean. I have to find out from the Google what is the meaning of TRL. They talk about, I have been sitting in lots of the project review meeting, project allocating meeting like a DST, NRF. I mean, I can't deny basically because I'm getting total funding of my bread and butter from NRF, so I have to listen to them to sit in different meetings or something. So they always talk about, when you talk about the directors and a lot of very senior people like IS, what is TRL level? I don't know, he has not done any startup, he does not know the technology, and he start talking about TRL. So I have to see what is TRL. I mean, when you look into the technology readiness, okay? How is you are ready for the technology as to launch it typically. So there are different levels. They normally classified 1 to 3, basic principle observed, concept formulated, and experimental proof of the concept. That remains to the laboratories like related to like, and 4 to, because that's the reason normally we consider this TRL 1 to 3 for the research project, okay? Because this is something what we do, your sponsored project or funding from the government, so it comes under the category of 1 to 3. May not be relevant at all for the startup, that's a different issue, okay? Then 4 to 6, technology validation and demonstration on laboratory or relevant environment. This may not be also valid for the startup, okay? You go on proving whole life will be all in the laboratory or something like that. And I told you, my institute does not allow, any institute will not allow to use the lab for the startup as well as the research student. Okay, if my IIT is a well-established IIT, they give a letter to me as a mentor that you cannot use your student, you cannot use your lab. Are able to follow? It means these are not relevant as far as for the startup is concerned. As a mentor also, I don't consider this. Otherwise, your whole life will go into it like, Then go to 7 to 9, system prototype, demonstration and operational environment, and leading to full commercial employment. Little bit it goes to startup like. But when we really sit in the different committee, they talk, oh, what is the TRL level and all? You are making fool the people who is going to have a startup with quoting this TRL and all that. Like, okay, we should go directly to the probably, I consider that whatever is existing, we have to think about really going to be startup in that domain like Aman or so. And this is the concept how it goes, the pyramid from 1 to probably 5. Yes, high-tech product, which coming from the scientist, we can consider this, but there is a lot of risk also into it. Because every science or every technology may not have a right track. I can tell you, like even an electric vehicle, in 96 GM launched into California, became a bankrupt in 1 year or 2 years because they have to withdraw all the vehicles. And the company, I don't know, in the taxi, in what is called? There was a taxi, Blue Smart. Because of some risk, it's gone out of the market. With no time, people don't know why it has gone out. We don't know why Kingfisher gone. We don't know why, how the Jet Airways gone. They were not good startup, they were good company, they were good, but they've gone out of market with little bit mistake. I mean, like. Really for taking the funding from the, we call it like a investors. Like maybe in India, concept of venture capitalist is not so popular because the investor consider that they are not going to put money which is going to die. Venture capitalist concept does not go to India at all because venture capitalists say 39 will die out, 1 will succeed. But in India, the investor says no. I will invest the money, I will like to take your company back. Even I know the person, one of my student friend, the investor invested 16 crore to a one company, kind of a startup. It's a hardly 3 to 4 year old company, but kept 60% share with him. Of course, 16 crore is a big money, the entire money he pumped into, no? So he can dictate the term whatever he wants. So he took a 60% equity. Once he has a 60% equity, he can take a decision even to close. And it's exactly happened, he said, after 16 crore, he saw the company is going to be almost like a 50 crore or going to be more than 50 crore. He stopped funding. The company were coming up. people, though the two directors, the poor guy rented the building for 5 lakh per month, employed the 50 people, I mean in the company, and funds start coming, they don't have money to give the salary. Out of 49 employees, 39 gone out, only 10 are sitting, and he want to absorb this entire 50 crore company into only 16 crore with him. So it means the person who are a director who burned the blood for 2 years and life into it, they are supposed to be just like employees of them, and the employees of a dying company are able to follow. And that's the kind of risk you have to be careful about from the investor also. Whatever way, don't allow the equity more than 50%. You know 50% means you are owning the company. You can't collect all the remaining 50% to vote for you, okay, to decide in the board. You see a lot of movies and other, I hope you have some idea. So you have to think about whatever equity you offer, but don't offer more than 40% or so. So you have to bring a company value or the cost of your startup or company, so that whatever money you pick up, whether it's small money or big money, that never offer more than 40% equity to the investor, okay, to you. As a caution, I mean, whether that's also become, I have given you example, this is a practical example, that's why I have to give to you like. Well, that is typically maybe self-funding or something, and then friends and family funding and bank loans and financial institutions, government grants and schemes. There are, of course, angle investor, but be cautious with the investors, like, okay. They looks to be like a, you know, in IIT system, the senior tell to the younger student that or even a coaching institute tells to the children, your parents are your first enemy. Are you able to follow? They are the first enemy. Why they want? You are going to take an exam and parents are coming, oh, how has been the paper, how has been your, even high school also, you take your child, you say, who has the paper and all that. I never ask my children, when I have gone to pick up, whatever is good or bad, we have to accept you. So why to bother him whether it is good or bad? If it is good, prepare for next. If it is bad, we have to bear it, okay? Are you able to follow? This is the same kind of risk here, I mean, also. So that is typically like a, kind of venture capitalist and all that, financial or repayment of exit plan, that's also important. But be mentally prepared for all that. Then of course, definition of growth rate, revenue growth, customer growth, market growth, and product service expansion. And certainly you can think about, if you have today one product, you have to think about the next product when you are going to bring it, okay? Next model of it you are going to bring. Be prepared of it. People are, if you are really going to be a good product, tomorrow it will be copied with no time. Okay, you have to be careful about that also. You can't think about the growth driver, growth projections, and risk factor affecting that. And then develop a clear business plan, validate your idea, prepare a strong pitch, know your financial thoroughly, understand your funding needs, and build a strong team, slowly. Of course, legal and documentation readiness, research potential investors, and prepare due diligence and practice for your pitch and show traction and growth potential, and build networking and relationship with the people in that. And thank you. So if you have any question, I will be happy to answer. With little bit experience, like little bit experience in the sense only probably I have taken a letter from 28, I don't know, equity also 109%, how many survive, how many die, it's not my botheration. Okay, same thing I learned in the research also. At a time I was having 80 PhD students, whether they will get degree or not, it left to Professor Panigrahi. Okay, he will give the hostel or he didn't give hostel. It's only we are a complementary in many sense. Professor Panigrahi is mentoring more than me, but not a single % equity. I told first time, okay, I don't belong to, madam was saying I belong to business family, I'm a farmer family. But I learned a lot of interesting things. Okay, you give me equity, whether you take my help or you don't want to take it is your bother. Okay, I have done the job. I taught the class, whether student fail or not, it's not my botheration, okay, simple. Because we are a professor, so we learned that. So we work in that. The risk, of course, in a startup is quite a lot. Okay, there's no doubt about it. But you cannot, you can't avoid the risk. I took a lot of risk in the life, and this was a great risk for me. I could have gone in administration, enjoy the administration as a director or so, but I go on doing academics, but I found it there is a good chance, and I am reasonably successful. If government is keeping me alive, okay, up to age of 75, I feel happy, okay? There's nothing wrong. By the time our Prime Minister will think again some more avenue, but I am keeping another standby, mentoring the startup. Maybe after 5 years, if it comes, let us say 40, 50 startup, if 2, 3 comes good, they will be enough for me. But of course, nobody is going to die, I can tell you, interestingly also, because they are putting their blood into it. No? I'm not putting blood. Okay, I'm available all the time whenever they want to call to, that's all. They are capable of doing. Even if they are not capable, how I can help? Tell me. Okay, otherwise, I took a PhD student, he does not want to do PhD, what is risk to me? I can motivate only him. So from the education we learn, and technical education we learn a lot of things. No? I mean, if PhD student have something in mind, he don't want to do PhD, he want to eat the government money for 5 years as a scholarship, what we can do in that? But I make sure, no, you should not go without degree. Okay? That's, I made a ultimate aim, the way to tackle. So it's more the psychological problem than anything else. Like, Madam, thank you very much. If there is any question, I will be happy to answer. I hope purpose is little bit served, not too much. People are not excited, they are more excited for tea. We people are sitting in front. So I'll be happy. Of course, I think I request, Professor Manas probably thinks flying. The promise is for 100 startup to start with, and every year it will be very successful, nothing wrong. It's a well-tested formula, there is nothing wrong. You give the money to the people and people will come forward, okay? And there is no risk into it. They will, because they are keeping their career, okay? They will not like to really kill their career, no? For us, it's only that little bit money and facility, like, okay? They are every day with us, no? So we can easily nurture them or mentor them properly with no problem. Like. So, madam, thank you. Ball is your court. If there is no question, then it's okay, okay?
Sir,
Yeah,
namaskar.
you can sit, madam, no
Sir,
problem.
namaskar. Sir, I have a question. If one startup is there and we want to add some other component, can we incubate in another center? Because our startup, we have a startup, sir, which is partner of ABDM, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. And we have incubated in IIT Bhubaneswar. It is 2-year-old startup. And we want to add one component for trauma and emergency. Can we incubate in another, I am the dean of our medical college of SOA, sir, Dr. Sanghamitra Mishra.
No, the question you did, yeah, please sit down,
Yeah.
no problem. You need one component, no?
I want to add another component, another app to it. We have 2 dimensions of that startup, which is operational. But another component, like for trauma and emergency component, I want to add
I can
another
tell.
app.
I can help you. Actually, the startup culture is already very old in India. But we have not given we have a lot of jhuggi in Delhi. So sometime when election comes, the political system says we have to regularize the jhuggi cluster. It's something like that. So, I mean, I can give you example of like a Atlas cycle, which was manufactured or which is manufactured still two-wheeler cycle. You know, this person, Atlas person, is not manufacturing anything. The guy is only assembling.
Yes.
Somebody is manufacturing the seat, somebody is manufacturing the pedal, somebody is manufacturing chain, somebody is manufacturing the cover. He is just assembling. In startup also, as a company, you should not think about everything to be manufactured by you. Are able to follow? So you should give a birth to the another startup who manufacture that component separately. The reason being, everything we want to do ourselves. Are able to? That is the mistake we committed when we want to develop whole product. I mean, I hope you understood what I mean.
I understood, sir. My question is, we have that partly developed app. We want to incubate and continue. So can we have, actually I wanted to incubate in our SOA, but that time our incubation center was not ready. So we had to
You can
take
incubate,
up in IIT.
no, you can incubate at multiple places. There is no problem. We have a startup to have a multiple places. You know, one of the startup, which I am talking about, I have a 7% equity. Okay. You know, he took a 90 lakh from IIT Delhi I was not knowing how much money he's taking. It's not my botheration. You use my name. I'm not sit in any presentation. Why I should sit? It's not my job. You have to convince. I don't want to make bias my Professor Panikai who is sitting as an expert into the committee, because it will be a bad relation. If he does not approve, I will feel bad. If he says it is a weak and he approves it, he will feel bad. I get force. I'm getting force. So there is no need of typically. So what they did, they took a 90 lakh from IIT Delhi, but they have not physically incubated in Delhi. They incubated in the Noida, a university which was closer to their home. I mean, JSS Academy. Okay. And they have gone, once they come to a level of 20 crore, they have gone to, madam, you are listening, I hope. So it is they have gone to even a BITS also. The BITS, even our director, Professor Ram Gopal Rao, joined as a vice chancellor, and he adopted the CMD of FIT after retirement. He took him also, and he told, whichever startup is successful, IIT Delhi, you blindly fund it from 25 lakh to 1 crore. So this guy gone to BITS also, and his evaluation was 20 crore by that time. So he given a 1.25% equity and got 25 lakh from BITS Pilani also. Later on he applied for GAIL. He got, by the time his evaluation was 50 crore, he applied for 3 crore, I think 2.75 crore he got from GAIL and given equity on the basis of 50 crore evaluation. So its question is, I mean, you can take multiple, because the question is if government is funding or some of the public sector is funding, you can take money from them and give equity, nothing else. So the concept of incubation is to just start with, but you can go multiple places also. Like even like our many startups have gone to IIT Kharagpur, even IIT Ropar also, but originally they got incubated in IIT Delhi. So there is no limit of kind of this. If I have a little information, I mean, maybe with a little bit experience with the old, with the 28, no, of different kind like also. But that's practically possible, there is no problem. I mean, the SOA will not restrict you that you cannot get the money from anywhere else, okay? Directly or indirectly, okay? Because that legality is not in their hand. If I have incubated, you have given money, I have given you equity, that is not, I'm not your, I mean, you can't control me. I'm going out of the campus, then there's no problem kind of thing. So I hope it is clear up to partially. Like,
Yes, sir,
any
thank you,
other
sir.
question? So, I'm relieved? Thank you. Okay.
I thank Dr. Bhim Singh sir, Professor Bhim Singh sir, for giving an extensive presentation on grooming the new startups. With various queries in your mind, you can drop the emails to sir and to me also. Now we are starting with the next program. Thank you.